Give me that energy. This is the best pod on God's green earth. And I'm saying green because this is the Evergreen pod. Welcome back. You know we always keep it hype. We got the good information that lasts a long time. It always says Evergreen. We are here. I am your man, DM, and I'm here with my co-host. We in this thing tonight. We got that energy. Lambo Will, you
Let's
in
go,
here?
man. Man, I'm ready, man. I'm
Lambo,
so turned up.
Glory Will, Lambo
Hey,
Will.
man. If you say the Lambo and the Glory at the same time, you're going to get two people and one present, and we going off tonight, man.
Let's go.
I'm ready, man.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
We pivoted a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But we ready. We back.
We back.
And we on, man. Let's go, man. We got a lot of great topics today. But, hey, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Hey, man, we got a lot of new content coming out.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, man. Turn up, man. Let's go TikTok. I see y'all.
Hey, and Swag is in this thing. What up, Swag?
What up?
Yeah, we in there thugging. We got a special guest tonight.
Hey.
He's a guest, but he's not really a guest. He's a part of the Evergreen pod.
Every week.
And he's the ultimate sound connoisseur. Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do a little bit on the sound.
You know what I'm saying? He makes sure that we sound as good as we're supposed to sound, you know what I'm saying? And he'll chime in every now and then off the camera, but we got him on the camera. Y'all give it up for the homie. I ain't gonna call you EJ. You know I'm gonna call you Golden.
Oh, no.
Give it up for EJ.
Whoa,
bro.
what up?
Yeah, we in here, bro. We appreciate you here, bro. Appreciate you coming, bro. We got a lot to talk about tonight, man.
Yes, sir.
First thing on the list, of course, and everybody's talking about this today, Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Lamar Jackson. You know Lamar Jackson, EJ?
I'm a guess on it.
Okay.
I mean, I seen him. I don't know what team he played for. Is it the Ravens?
Yeah, it's the Ravens.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
That's one point.
Okay, 1 point for EJ.
I know he got the little braid thing.
Yep, he thugging.
Yeah, I don't know. Was he in some legal trouble or something?
Nah.
I mean,
It's not the same dude.
I wouldn't call it trouble.
Yeah.
What
I
he
wouldn't
did?
call it trouble. Ain't nothing legal. He did nothing. He just balling. But now we're at a
What
place
you mean
now.
he balling?
Well, he balling like he
in the league.
like he in the league. He
Former MVP.
Former MVP. He's top 2 quarterbacks in
So
the
he
league.
wasn't balling before?
Yeah,
I mean, good question because technically he was balling. You know, anytime in NFL, any pro team, you probably balling more than the average person. But he's trying to ball more.
Yes.
Oh, like he trying to get his money up.
Yeah, he's trying to get his money.
Oh, okay.
That's why you seeing him. That's why you seeing
why
him.
you seeing him so much,
Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, he's the major. He's not necessarily a free agent right now, but he's on the market. So he's trying to find someone to trade. So we've been talking about it a lot the last week. I think that boy won. How much you want? Like 2?
He wanted about $200 million guaranteed. They offered him $133 guaranteed for 3 years. $133 for 3 years, so it came out to $45 million a year, and he was gonna be a free agent again at 29.
And all of it guaranteed.
And he turned that down
Why?
because he's looking at everybody else. You know how they say don't pocket watch.
Right.
So he's been pocket watching lately.
Who he pocket watching?
Kyler Murray. He got to right to pocket watch though, because he's better than every quarterback who got paid.
Yeah.
But he still got to take the best deal for him. Kyler Murray, Carr, who just got signed with New Orleans.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, so all these people get more bread than him.
And he's the former MVP.
Technically, they're getting more bread, but they have longer contracts.
Longer contract.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
if he'd have took that contract for the next 3 years, he'd be the highest paid player in the league, I think.
For just
Or close to it.
Close to it.
Just for those 3 years, which some say, you usually don't see 3 year deals like that in the NFL. That's more of an NBA type thing. 3 years and an option. You know what I'm saying? Usually in the NFL, they lock you down for 5. Somebody got, I mean, Pat was a 10, huh?
Yep, 10.
10. So they lock you down for a while, especially if you're young and you're peaking early. You know what I'm saying? If you playing really great early, they'll lock you down for a long time.
Correct. That's what they about to do with Jalen Hurts.
Absolutely.
Jalen Hurts about to get paid too.
Yeah.
So he just don't like this deal or something? It's just
I think he don't like. Now we said this on the pod before. I think he just don't like the team. I think he don't like Baltimore for as a front office or organization. Because anytime somebody offer you $45 million a year and then
Guaranteed.
Right.
And then in the NFL, the way they had a contract set up, they can actually franchise tag you what they did him 3 more seasons. So I think it came out to he would have got 45 the next year, then 55, then almost 60 his 6th year if they would have kept franchising. If he couldn't, he would have made $285 million over 6 years if he would have just took the 3 year contract. Or he could have went and negotiated with somebody else, like he asked to do.
And like he's supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah.
So what do you really want though? He just.
I think somebody say it's somewhere around 4.
So he want to be the next Pat.
I heard it's somewhere between.
But Pat got 2 Super Bowls though, man.
Well, I think it was either 4 for longer term. I was like 2 something for like 5. You know what I'm saying? Like 240, 250 for like 5 years. So you know what I'm saying? He's trying to get the 40, 50.
Yeah.
He's trying to get the same thing he got offered. But like Will said, I think it's just he don't like the team.
He don't like the team.
And I understand why he don't like the team because they haven't gotten him anything since he's been playing there. The year he was an MVP, I can't name many people on the team.
Yeah.
3 years guaranteed money though.
45 million.
I mean,
if
all
was
sounds crazy when you sit there and you saying how much
Yeah,
money it is.
because I'm like, it's 3 years, man. I mean, if you ain't got nothing yet,
right.
just do another 3 years and just go to another team.
Right,
after that.
right,
I don't
right.
know. I mean, he could put up stats or something that better his.
No, but
he-
he ain't really better what he was doing. It's really no way possible for him to be beyond the MVP.
Yeah,
He's the
he
most
up there right
valuable
now.
player in the NFL.
The only thing he could do probably more than that is win the Super Bowl, which the person that's above him in what we consider the ranking is Pat Mahomes. He's won 2. You know what I'm saying? But after him,
Nothing else.
is Lamar. You know what I'm saying? And so rightfully so, he's rightfully so asking for the high price. I think the issue was, which I saw some change in the past few days. My issue was, and I said this on a couple of pods, was to explain it to you, EJ, he's representing himself. So imagine walking into the music labels, or going into court without a lawyer. That's pretty much. Now he has a lawyer,
Right.
But as an agent, negotiating with the teams, he don't have one. So he's trying to do it himself. I think his mom's doing it, something like that.
Doing it.
And so that becomes the problem. I heard Shaq was talking about today on IA. You saw
I
it?
seen it, yep.
Yeah, and he made some good points. About just for what you're going to give up is worth what you're going to get.
Correct.
Agents make what? 3%?
Max 5.
You know what I'm saying? So he get $200 million. They gonna get what 6 million?
Man,
That's not bad.
That ain't bad at all. You know what I'm saying? And so
And also an agent, most of the time work with you on
Right,
the fee.
right.
So like a lot of agents, I deal in real estate, right? So the going normal rate in real estate is like 7-8%.
Right.
But nobody don't really do that.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like especially where we at in Louisiana. So it's usually like 6, maybe
Right,
5,
right. Okay, yeah,
and then
yeah. Makes
you
sense.
split it between 2 agents. Like it
Gotcha,
ain't no because you ain't trying to beat nobody.
Right,
Like
right,
you
right.
trying to everybody. It's enough for everybody to eat.
it's enough
Right,
for everybody.
right, right.
200 million is enough for everybody to eat.
Right.
You just got to get Lamar to think like that.
Way enough for everybody to eat. But
Like, who talking to him?
well, I don't know if it's that's the thing, and that's what we were saying. Now I did see some glimmers of hope. He put out a letter to his fans on his Twitter the other day saying, because one of the things about this is, to me, you have to control your own narrative. Because if you don't, somebody will. And sure enough, Adam Schefter, doing his job, was just sharing everything he thought about the Lamar Jackson contract. He was sharing what he was offered, what he turned down, and everything. And
Yeah, that was messing him up
yeah.
because it started at the beginning of last year. Like Lamar was trying to be, you know what I'm saying, like the good Samaritan and just keep it on the low.
Yep.
And what we called the media was like, nah, like his contract is coming up.
Right.
But I think some of it was like, you know what I'm saying, Lamar is too quiet, so we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying, and I get what Lamar was trying to do, but when you see like how like another source is trying to tell your narrative,
Yep.
you got to speak up.
You got to speak
You
up.
got to speak up,
Got to.
and he has now become, and I think they foresaw it, probably the biggest conversation in the NFL offseason.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, he's the biggest thing to talk about, and so he wrote a letter to his fans stating, because they were saying his narrative, and they're doing their job. If you're gonna leave it out there, I'm gonna do my job as a media person.
Right.
But he put a statement out there saying he requested for a trade on March 2nd, and that just different things about not if it don't work out with the team, he loved the fans, different things of that nature, and started to control somewhat of his own narrative.
Is it too late for him to get in front of it? Like, because I know I guess you got a space of.
I don't necessarily think he's behind it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's behind it. I just don't think he's ahead of it.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Like in the middle of it. Then.
Yeah.
And he just going. He's basically from the perspective, because we can't see what's going on. It's like he's going with emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
So whatever's happening, he's just okay with it.
Right,
I
right.
already told them I didn't want to be there. I asked for a trade. They franchised me and told me I can go look for my own team. So that the Ravens are actually doing what he asked them to do.
Right. Okay.
So we're not gonna just let you walk.
right.
Because at the end of the day, you're a so-called asset to our team and our franchise. So we need to get what we can get from you,
Right.
or you need to play for us.
Right.
Right.
Because it's still an employment situation.
And we still don't want to start this season with this up in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you need to play ball or whatever. I guess the biggest issue that everybody's talking to is if Lamar Jackson would have had an agent, he may have made more leeway, more headway with other teams,
Yep.
and maybe choosing the team that he wants.
And that's correct, because a lot of agents go to the NFL Combine.
They got relationships.
And they just had
okay.
the owners' meetings in Arizona. So all of those agents was at the owners' meetings. So who's there for Lamar? Was Lamar there? I didn't see Lamar there.
Which is my problem, because either you're gonna be there. I think it's Felicia, what her name is, or she gonna be there. Somebody has to be there. Even if I would walk. If I was the type of person, and I'm not even gonna say this all night, if I'm the type of person that I'm going to represent myself, and I think this way, okay, I'm that type of guy. But if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So I'm gonna pull up. I'm at the combine too.
Yep.
I'm at the owners thing too. Like what we talking about? I'm there to have these conversations and shake hands and say, hey, look you in the eye. I'm here. What's up? I'm available. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's not customary because they don't usually do that. But if I'm going to do it an unorthodox way once again, then I'm going all the way with it.
Representing yourself.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
Nah, yeah, bro.
Come on,
Bro, all right, like this how I see it, right? At first, I felt like this, and I think Lamar low-key feels like this. It's kind of like he's so good, or like from like Lamar's perspective, I'm so good, I really don't have to do a lot of negotiation.
That's what he's thinking.
But when I thought about it, I was like, nah, you do, because when you got an agent involved, or like when you represent yourself, everybody can see that you're already that good.
Right.
But at the same time, you're not just selling your talent.
Right.
You are negotiating with a GM and an owner about how to use their money.
Right.
And if they can get away with using their money that's more in their favor, they gonna do it every time.
Every time.
And so they're not gonna volunteer all this guaranteed money just because they like you.
Right.
Like they running a business.
Yeah.
They're running a business.
And so if you can't sell that, then we ain't gonna pay you that.
Right. Right.
But that's why you need an agent.
That's right. Need an agent to sell
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
And I've even seen in other fields of work, other careers, like I've seen lawyers.
It's the same way.
They don't want to talk to the person.
It's the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if they do, I'm gonna do you dirty.
Yep.
It's the same way.
So I don't want to talk to the person. Like, where your lawyer at? Tell your lawyer call me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different.
And then you
I'm sure
seen
you probably
cases-
seen in real estate too. Like
All day.
it's just
And then you've seen cases where like one side might be completely guilty, but
Right.
that side got the best lawyer.
right.
And they win.
Yep.
And they win just because.
It's just
So you're selling more, like you say. So you're selling more than your talent. You're really trying to go give them for more than what you're worth.
exactly.
That's what you should do.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of them guys got more than what they worth. You know what I'm saying? I know they got more than what they worth.
Don't do it to him.
I was about
Don't do it to him.
That boy in New Orleans got way more than he worth. You already know.
So what's the dude in New Orleans?
Carr, he
Don't
came
get me-
from
don't
the
get me
Raiders.
started. Don't get me started.
He got like 100 and something million. Yeah, for no reason, but
He didn't win.
He didn't play yet?
Didn't go to the playoffs.
yeah, he played.
Did he go to
Is
the
he
playoffs?
good?
He went to the playoffs once. One
I
time.
think one time. He's solid. He's solid. He's solid.
He like
solid.
he like
Is he solid trash or he like trash?
what that boy named Bubba Dub. Trash.
Yeah, shout out to Bubba Dub, man.
Is he gonna do good? I mean,
He should do good in New Orleans because he got all the weapons.
New
He
Orleans
got a
couldn't
good
get,
defense. He got
they
good
couldn't-
offensive players. So
That's the New Orleans could have got Lamar Jackson.
That's what I was.
I
That's
ain't
what I'm about
tryna-
to ask.
listen.
Like,
They
why?
coulda-
Why
they
hey,
they,
what we
got
gonna talk about next?
they,
Because I
don't
don't
have the
know.
money or something? Or it's just-
Nah, they got the money.
Why
They gave it the car. They gave the money, the same money they gave the car.
But I blame the Saints for this because I believe they could have got Lamar. All right, that's one part. But then I blame Lamar because had he had an agent, he could have got this done quicker.
Yeah.
And probably would have got more. See, what you're trying to do is you're trying to. And once again, I'm all for it. I'm one of those dudes. I'm independent label. Like I get it. But at the end of the day, you're trying to do something that's unprecedented.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to do something and talk to people that ain't used to talking to people like you. All the agents have relationships with all the
Correct.
people in those buildings. It's like just like we know each other, EJ.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm an owner or Troy's an owner, then if you know us as an agent, you can do work for Will.
Right.
And you say, listen, I got this player named Will, and we're gonna go to dinner.
Yep.
You're gonna go to dinner with Troy in LA, and you're gonna go to dinner with me in New York. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have these conversations, we're gonna see what's what, and you're gonna take the best deal from both of us.
So he never had an agent before.
Never had an agent.
So
I mean, and on his rookie, he's still on his rookie deal.
The rookie deal don't matter.
Rookie deal don't matter
The
'cause
rookie
it's the
deal
same
don't matter.
thing.
It's automatic. Wherever you get drafted at, that's how much money you get paid. Oh. So these other negotiations, he feel like that's what Swag was saying. He feel like I should get this much, and that's it. It shouldn't be no negotiations.
And see, when you drafted, you still get an agent, but you don't. You got a limit to what you're gonna get, and they're gonna draft you whether you got an agent or not, based on your talent.
Yep.
Like they don't really draft you because of the agent. Sometimes, but the agent don't really do that much talking for you in the draft unless you're somebody that ain't like a top pick. Lamar came out of Louisville that year.
Yeah, won the Heisman 2 years ago.
Yeah, he was going regardless.
he's just a dog with no agent.
Yeah.
Basically. Now, mind you, he got the skills
Oh yeah.
to be able to demand what he wants.
Right.
But it's just a game.
It don't work like that.
It's just a game,
He
bro.
didn't spin the narrative on him soon enough. So if he would have been out in the public all last year,
Right.
during the season,
Right, right,
saying,
right,
hey, this is how much I want. Hopefully the Ravens pay me. If not, I'm going to somewhere else.
Right.
Everybody in the world would have knew what he wanted.
Everybody- and
so
they'd
it would
have
have been,
figured it out.
clear cut. So he would have been like, if he
too
wanted
quiet.
$400 million, yeah, he's a really good dude.
Yeah, right,
Like
exactly.
he's a really, really good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So he's not gonna run it like they need to run it. And the thing now what I'm gonna say is, I think he's gonna get what he wants. I think he may not get
From the
exactly
Ravens?
what he wants, but I think he gonna get not from the Ravens. I think he's gonna get it from somebody.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna wait as long as they can,
Yeah.
but I think somebody gonna give it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's I think too, like I think when the trade request came, when it did, like I think Will, you was right because you said like on the last episode, like Lamar came to a thing to where he didn't want to be there no more. But I don't think it was always like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it was like a culture, you know what I'm saying, like a culture conflict. Because like even you seen like his wide receiver Bateman
Hollywood.
come out
Yeah.
earlier. He was like, yeah, like these trainers, man, like our trainers, like they be reporting wrong stuff.
Right.
And so like some of the guys on the inside might have seen some stuff about
Right.
like Lamar around here limping.
right,
yeah.
He can't play in
Right.
the playoff.
right,
And he called out a flack for that. Like he should be playing. Like, nah, he can't play.
right.
Or like even like, you know what I'm saying? Like them guys, some of them guys even been tweeting about like they should pay Lamar what he want. But it's like some culture thing going on.
Absolutely.
And if you think about the Ravens too, and I heard them saying that the Patriots might be interested or whatever, but like the Ravens and the Patriots, like even if the Patriots interested, Lamar shouldn't go there. You know what I'm saying? Because we still, like even though it's like Bill Belichick, but like those two franchises, like if you look at them, they still haven't embraced the new way of like the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't believe in we need a number one wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? They've had them at times, but they don't really believe in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like the Eagles.
When they traded
And the
Hollywood, that's when I knew they wasn't trying to do nothing.
Yeah. So we got to go to a team.
Because Hollywood take the top off, man. And
Yeah,
can
bro.
hit
He got to
everything
go to a
underneath.
team that
Killing
you know,
them with
that
the
believe
tight
in their
ends.
offense.
Who was in Hollywood?
Marquise Brown got traded to the Arizona Cardinals. He was the number one wide receiver for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
And he was the number one and the only receiver
Yeah, the only.
for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, everybody else was just
And they traded him away. And what I've noticed too is they never make moves in the draft for offensive players.
Never.
it's always about defense, special teams.
You see what I'm saying? So if
That's
that's
the Patriots.
no, that's the Ravens.
Ravens.
That's the team he's with now. So if you have a dynamic quarterback, no matter how and he can run, but no matter how dynamic and how much he can run, you got to give him weapons.
Right.
I'll show you. It's him. Then I'll show you somebody that they gave weapons, and Patrick Mahomes. Now he got weapons, so because he got weapons, he's able to do more and showcase his extraordinary ability. Like him and Lamar are like the two quarterbacks that have extraordinary ability in the league.
Right.
I'm talking about like it's showtime every time they get the ball. You don't know what's gonna happen. I don't care what down it is, right? But the difference is Patty got talent and weapons. Well, he downed a weapon this year. Cause old boy then they trade old boy, Miko.
Harmon.
Yeah,
And
Miko
I think Juju left too.
I mean, he was down a weapon this past year. He lost Tyreek Hill.
But they don't mind drafting them. Because
Exactly.
they drafted Miko.
Exactly.
They drafted Tyreek Hill. So they gonna probably go heavy in the draft at wide receiver.
Right. Which is what Baltimore should be doing if you got a
what's wrong with
quarterback.
Baltimore? Or they just
It's just the way some
They
of these
stuck on the
teams
old.
are, bro.
They stuck on the old and
It's in the old way is the build the defense.
They won
D-line,
they won 2 Super Bowls like this.
and just have a strong O line and just
Yeah.
put anybody at the skill positions.
yeah, and they also lost they GM retired a couple years ago, Ozzie Newsome. So
okay.
they still finding out. Nobody even knows that this GM really good.
I got you.
So this GM might not be good at all.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then what we doing? We got to start all over because now we got to fire him, get a new GM, get a new system, a new game plan that we got, and then that way we can operate and find out what we want our team to actually be. Because you building a 53-man roster, man. When you talking about 53 men on one roster,
Yeah.
all them different personalities, all them different backgrounds,
Right,
different
right,
colleges,
right.
It's different, man. Different skill levels because you're still developing people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That's why you can see what the Chiefs doing and how they gonna develop the young wide receivers to go with. Patrick Mahomes got that big salary, so we need to lower the rest of the team salary. So we can't be paying Tyreek Hill. We can't be paying Juju Smith. We can't be paying McCole Hardman. We need to get some rookie deals out here, and then that way the team could flow properly. And they working towards something also. So they trying to get to their 4th year, their 5th year, so they can get a bigger deal.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you see it with like it's in the past like 5-6 years, like you see it. Like the old way did work for a while to where you didn't need a number 1 receiver to win it, but I'm saying like it shifted. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His second year.
Yeah.
Like he needed an O lineman, but it was like, nah, we need Jamar Chase
Jamar
first
Chase.
because like this is his. They broke records in college.
Yeah.
So like, let's just get this wide receiver first and worry about the O line later.
And then Joe backed them.
Yeah.
So then you got the team listening to what the quarterback's saying. That's the problem with Lamar. They don't think the team listening to what Jamal's saying.
And then that same year, the Bengals made it to the Super Bowl.
Yep. Come on. Because and then they got T. Higgins, who was playing the number 1. He got to move to the number 2. So he's one of the most dominant number 2s in the league now. You got the same thing with Jalen Hurts, right?
The same exact thing happened with the Eagles.
Yep.
You know what I'm
same
saying?
thing with Jalen Hurts.
They signed Brown.
Yep. They traded for him.
So
Yeah.
basically, they just need a wide receiver.
They 2. They need 2.
2 wide receivers.
They traded for Brown.
They traded and
Made it to the Super Bowl.
And they drafted Devontae Smith
Yep.
from
That's-
Alabama. So
Made it to the Super Bowl.
you basically got two number 1s.
So that's all the Ravens need is just
The Ravens-
some wide receivers.
Just first round, second round, third round.
Like really, Lamar just need one like dog.
He need 1 receiver and a good running back. What he needs is a running back that can tote the ball and can run the screen real well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because what happens like the reason that Chiefs like early on was like so successful because like once Patrick Mahomes break that pocket, it's like backyard football.
And there's nothing you can do. You have the basic football is most plays are about 5 to 7 seconds, if
Not
that.
even that long.
Not
They
even that
like
long.
2.5.
Like so if you
2.5,
get past
3.
that 2.5, that means all your linemen then came by, and now you free open field, and now they running after you. Well, they're not about to run all evening.
Right.
Matter of fact, nobody. If you ever hear them talk about conditioning, you know, football players are very conditioned in quick bursts, but long times having to run. That's why you see them running and they get an interception. Them boys be tired. That bat be on their back if they run like 100 yards because they play a snap ball. It's boom, 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 boom. So if you can break past this 3-4 seconds and still have the ball in your hand and still moving around, then anything can happen because no DB is going to be running for no 7 seconds behind nobody and covering them like that.
Can't do it.
Which means somebody going to be open.
Somebody gonna be open.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody going to be open either running down the field or even if you got somebody sitting, was like Kelsey, the boy Kelsey
all
that
they
play for
That's all. That's
Kansas
like
City.
built
Mahomes, he going to find a spot and just going to sit down. He going to slide wherever Mahomes at. And now Mahomes is dropping to him 8 yards. Before the game over, he got 100 yards. 120 yards, you know what I'm saying?
It sounds like the Ravens organization is just kind of trash.
They trash.
not trash.
They just stuck. They stuck in their ways. They won
in
two
their
Super Bowl. They won 2 Super Bowls
when that
with
was?
defense.
Yeah.
It's in the 2000s.
Yeah, it's in the 2000s.
You know what I'm saying? Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they ain't
You know
they ain't
Ed
switched
Reed?
up.
Yeah, they ain't.
You know Ed Reed?
This one of them boys that came from down here?
No, not Eric Reed.
I know.
Reed,
I hear Reed.
Eric.
I figured
You
somebody.
know Ray
down
Lewis
here.
though. You know Ray Lewis.
Justin Reed.
You know
I
Ray
mean-
Lewis, huh?
Yeah, didn't he do something retarded?
He
to,
did
like,
something.
beat somebody or something?
Oh man,
I mean that's the only way I know.
You remember people the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
We tell you Lamar Jackson talking about, man, he got legal trouble.
No, he got no legal trouble, man.
He just racist, man.
I'm just saying that's how every time I hear that, I mean that's how I remember.
he beat the case though. He beat the case.
Okay, well, that's good.
We call him Reverend Ray Lewis right now.
The limo was clean.
Okay, well he was straight then. That's
But
what I remember.
but they won 2 Super Bowls, and the Super Bowls weren't pretty. They had the best defense probably ever. But they were winning like 9-6.
Nobody
Like
want to watch that no more.
nobody wants to see that. Everybody wants to see yards, touchdowns, plays,
right.
which is why Patty's the best right now. Patty's giving everybody what they want to see, the best show on earth. You know what I'm saying? And so it's one of those things, man. So I don't know. We're going to see a couple people looking at him, Colts looking at him. They said the Patriots looking at it. He is not going to get no money at the Patriots, though.
Nah.
That money he won't.
that's
He's
not
He
not
shouldn't
gonna
go to the Patriots at
That's
all.
not a
bro.
good fit, bro.
He
at all.
it's not.
He
It's
not
not.
gonna
It's
get
not a
that
good
money. He not
So
getting
they
the
won't. The
money.
Patriots won't pay him. They won't up the cash.
I ain't never seen Belichick pay nobody. Have
Man,
y'all
they-
seen Belichick pay anybody?
They had Tom Brady taking less deals.
Tom Brady was taking low deals. Tom Brady the GOAT. I mean, some people go.
They say he was leaving like $10 million on the table every year.
Dang. But he was still winning though. Huh?
They was winning.
It was winning.
Oh, okay. I mean I don't know, man.
Yeah, then Belichick, he
it's
not
a
even
system.
hiring the. He not even hiring the coaching staff he need no more.
No.
Like he just, I don't know what he doing.
Just
Nah, that's what
because?
he hiring his old coaching staff. That's the team that stuck. But they say Meek Mill put in a call for him for Lamar to the owner, Mr. Kraft, trying to get Lamar there.
But they're not gonna pay him. They're not gonna pay him. Y'all think they're gonna pay him?
Nope.
I don't think they're gonna pay him. If they pay Lamar Jackson,
Yeah, but
boy,
Rick-
we seen a whole new world.
That's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a 1-man offense.
That's crazy though.
just
That's-
structure
that's,
around him.
that's crazy, bro. Because we just said they're not gonna pay him, but we talked about Meek Mill made the call for him.
Right.
We all know Rick Ross ain't paid Meek Mill.
Oh,
So why are you making calls for
Come
people?
on, Will. Boy, Will, come on, man. Give me
Like,
some gunshots.
like, come
Man
on,
said
bro. We
he's a
gotta
dream chaser.
They got
Ain't
no
got
gunshots
nothing
on
to
there.
dream
Stop
chaser.
chasing these dreams, man, to get these
Bottom
checks, man.
right, bottom
we
right.
gotta stop.
Give me some gunshots. Give me some gunshots.
You got the wrong person calling for you, brother.
Yeah, the wrong person.
The wrong
Dream,
person,
like you
dog.
said, dream
Dream
chasers.
chasers.
Right.
Nah,
Not
man, we
catchers.
He
nah,
ain't never
man.
got to it.
God,
That's
dog.
why I always tell everybody, man. Hey, don't call. My brother and them called last week. Hey, man, you want to come fishing? Nah, dog, I ain't coming. He said, why? Hey, man, what the good? I said, because you ain't say we was going catching.
Right,
I'm
right.
not going out
I
there
ain't going out there.
guessing.
It was
Like,
leisure
come on,
time,
man.
man. Leisure
What you think
time.
this is, man? I'm about to spend 4-5
boy.
hours out there on that
For
water for
nothing.
nothing.
No.
Nah, man. You
For
tell
a
me where
perch.
we going to get the limit at.
For
Nah,
some
I
brim.
don't. We ain't
For
getting the limit. I ain't going.
For some brim.
Brim?
I think he's going to the Patriots, bro.
The Patriots?
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Hey, so I would have said, EJ got to take that.
No.
He heard some information. He heard some information. It's like, oh yeah, you go to the
They say that
Patriots.
happened. They say that happened.
And we're about to dig into this.
Yeah, they say that happened.
We want to dig into this. So tell me why you believe.
All of a sudden he got-
Tell me why you believe he's going to the Patriots.
I don't know, man, because, like, if you coming from, like, this, well, y'all say it's, like, an old thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might as well just go to another old thing. You know what I'm saying?
Wait
You know what I'm saying?
a minute.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Man, Wallet.
So boy, it might be an expert take though on the slate. So you mean your expert take is he coming from an old thing, so he might as well
just go to
he might as well
another
get that
old
old thing back.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, at this point, you know what I'm saying? At this point, you might as well just go over there. It's some other old folk. Go over there and get with them. I mean, how long you been with the Ravens? 5 years?
It's like jumping out of fire into it's like jump out of frying pan to the fire. Like it's gonna be a worse situation. He ain't got he ain't have no threats over there either. No
He'll be all right.
tools.
He probably used to it by now.
Remember Cam Newton?
Yeah.
No,
wait. How you remember Cam Newton?
Yeah. When you ask questions, because he gonna lie and say he do, and he think Cam Newton somebody that do something. He gonna think about Fig Newton or something like that.
Cam Newton is the one to be
He
wearing.
the one that made Fig Newton. Huh?
He wear like the little vest. Like he be wearing the tight vest with the little head on, with the little head sticking out.
You know Cam Newton.
You wear clothes they too big for.
Yeah, it's
So
like,
you know
But
what-
he knows
you know-
them for all the wrong reasons,
So
bro. Like,
you know what Cam Newton does?
I mean, I know you're a quarterback.
He's a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So he
who he quarterback for?
The Panthers? I don't know, man.
What the Panthers at?
Yep.
Wait, hold on, man. Don't tell me. You think about it, right? Quick.
It's amazing, man. I'm loving this.
I know the
this.
team is the Panthers, so
What they at though? What state they in?
Carolina.
Yep. You
Yeah,
got it. You got it, man.
Yeah.
man.
So he was over there, right?
Yeah, he was over there.
All right. So
And he was the MVP, just like Lamar was.
they had an old thing too.
They had an old thing. He tried to go to the Patriots.
Another old thing.
And guess what? He was on the internet the other day asking for a job.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I mean, it probably work out for you know.
But I want to say something too, and this may kind of segue to some other stuff. What we fail to realize a lot of times, we don't fail to realize after we talk it, but what people fail to realize is that these organizations are all bigger than the players that they have.
Right.
Yes.
And as popular as a player can be at any given moment, they're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna move on. There's gonna be some topics to talk about on media and TV, but they're gonna move on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If Lamar Jackson never played another down, the NFL gonna move on.
Yeah. Right.
And they're gonna find another young boy coming out the draft that's fast as whatever.
CJ Stroud.
You know what I'm saying? Coming out this year. So, it's one of those things where it's like you just can't. That's why you need an agent and go ahead and get your deal.
Right.
And make your money while you in here. Do what you gotta do, take care of your family while you in here. And then fade over to the sunset.
So he should just get an agent or either go to the Patriots.
I'll tell you some. Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Warren Moon.
No.
I'm just naming people that were when they were in the league.
Dante Culpepper. had a stretch where he was like,
Wait, his last name Culpepper?
His name Culpepper. Cul Pepper.
Yeah. Nice too. Nice.
I mean,
He
with a
was
last
big
name
like
that,
a
you gotta be
linebacker.
cold.
He was Randy Moss quarterback. You know Randy Moss?
He was a quarterback.
No,
No.
Randy Moss is not a quarterback.
But he was.
Wide receiver.
A wide receiver.
Culpepper was the quarterback.
Oh.
It was nice there with the Vikings.
Culpepper used to close his eyes, throw the ball up.
Oh,
there.
I
Y'all tell the
remember.
truth.
I played with
Tell
them
the
on
truth,
2K.
bro. Culpepper, I saw Culpepper one
I
time.
remember 2K. They was on 2K.
Yeah.
I remember Culpepper one time, but Culpepper did like this.
Threw it up.
I saw him close his eyes.
Randy caught a touchdown.
Caught a touchdown on.
Wait, how you seen him
He
close
got a
his eyes?
touchdown on four people.
You watched him close his
I
eyes?
watched. He did.
Like in person?
No, like I saw him on TV.
Oh, boy,
he
I'm
did
gonna
like
say,
this.
well, how close you was to the field?
Defense in, not
He
true.
was in, I'll come around and the boy closed his eyes, threw that ball.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of them quarterbacks.
And life goes on.
And they all fade out.
Life goes on. So what you got to do is you got to make your mark. I mean, even some of the best players. But they're not even talking about like Tom. Tom just retired. Tom is arguably the GOAT quarterback in the NFL. Well, anybody not be talking about Tom? The NFL is gonna go on, and they're gonna talk about whoever's next because they're marketing a new product.
Right.
So when you are a product, and this is good.
Yeah.
When you are a product, you need to produce accordingly. You need to be the product. Make yourself shiny.
Yeah.
Make yourself pretty for everybody to want to buy. Do all the interviews, kiss all the babies, shake all the hands, sign the autographs,
Right.
and make as much as you can in this 5 as a quarterback, maybe a 5 to 10 year span.
Right.
5 to 10 years. Then that's a wrap. You're gonna be about 35, and your life, the top career is over.
Is he like too black though?
That
Cause I don't know, man.
because you going off the appearance.
Yeah, cause I look at the other dude, the Mahomes, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he black, but he ain't right.
Oh
Black, he ain't
man,
black.
Yeah, he ain't really black like
man,
that.
Lamar Florida black man. He like Florida boy.
He
He don't
That's what I'm
talk. He don't,
saying,
he
like-
don't talk too good.
Yeah.
like it does have something to do with it, like just subconsciously for everything. So yeah,
Always.
But that's another reason why he might need an agent.
exactly.
100%.
You know, you going in here trying to negotiate with billionaires. Yo.
Yeah.
Like they're billionaires. So it's a difference. And you coming up in here asking for $400 million?
They looking at him like,
Right.
nah, you ain't,
Not from me.
you can't have my number. Like what you calling me for?
Man.
He got to do some business then. Come on, man. Like,
It's only 3%. It's only 3%, bro.
And he can make it up on advertisements.
Like, he just might well just go
Advertising,
to
endorsement
Patriots.
deals, he can make that up. Easy. Investments. Like, come on.
Tom Brady had sponsorships and all that kind of
Yeah,
endorsements.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he was making buku off,
Yeah. Still.
at the Patriots.
Yeah, he was making money.
So I'm saying he need to go to the Patriots. He might leave a little on the table, but get you some
he gonna
endorsements.
he gonna leave a lot on the table.
He might make it back on endorsements.
He not gonna get that much back on endorsements. That boy about to leave hundreds of $1 million on the table at the Patriots. He not gonna make that back in endorsements.
He might not have a career in 5 years with the Patriots.
At this point, at this pace, man, I don't know, man.
But he's guaranteed 32 and a half this year from the Ravens. So even though he don't want to be in the Ravens,
so crazy that we talking about
crazy.
yeah, the Ravens are still have to pay him $32.5 million. And guess how much he made in the first 5 years of his career? $32 million. So this year with the Ravens, he's gonna make more than he's made in the other 5 years.
Every time I hear that, I feel stupid for talking about he leaving money on the table. Like, boy, this boy will make $35 million in 1 year.
Just go ahead, man. Like,
yeah, if I was him, I would go play.
yeah, I mean, why not?
I wouldn't even talk about it. I wouldn't do nothing. I'll show up at training camp. Hey, I'm ready. Let's go. Give me my deal. Let me sign my 1 year with y'all.
Right.
And see what happens.
Go ahead. It's not like they're gonna win a Super Bowl.
They not winning the Super Bowl.
And so I mean that's out of the picture for him, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well just go ahead and play. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to the Patriots.
Man, serious about the Patriots.
EJ might be predicting something, boy. That boy might be the
Man,
Patriots.
he just
this
go
year,
to the
bro.
Patriots, man.
The Patriots not the Patriots no more. You know.
Nah.
They might change when he get over there.
You know, we seeing that now in hindsight since Tom Brady left.
Yeah, we'll have to see. On to the next. Swag, you was giving me an interesting topic earlier. And we were talking about some things, man. I think it's a good topic to kind of jump on.
Nah, yeah, I was just like I noticed, and I always kind of thought about this, but I kind of it kind of made me think about it more with the Dan Le Batard and Stephen A. conversation. So like Stephen A. Smith, he was on Dan Le Batard's show podcast, and you know they was talking, and you know most of the time with those shows. Most of the time, they kind of have like a pre-show,
right?
And they kind of like, hey, like this is what we're going to talk about. Be prepared to answer these questions. But maybe because like it was like a podcast, maybe they didn't go in depth on everything,
right?
And it seemed like Dan Le Batard had said something or asked Stephen A. a question or mentioned something that Stephen A. wasn't ready for.
Yeah.
And Stephen A. didn't get like mad, but he got a little defensive. And so,
and let me jump in right there. On all interviews, when you do interviews, you always have a list of what the conversation is. So whenever you're watching interviews, don't ever think that they're just that well spoken. They've already talked about 1 through 5 of what they're going to ask. I don't care what kind of interviews. I don't care if it's entertainer. I don't care if it's athlete. I don't care what it is. Politician, they already got the questions ready. And they're not going to spurt any questions. And they already said what they're not going to talk about. You ever see somebody get mad and be like, take the mic off and be like, I'm out of here? Because we said we weren't going to talk about that?
Yeah.
That's because it wasn't on the list of things that they had already said they were going to talk about. I've done interviews before, and they said, all right, we're going to ask you this, this, and this, and this. That's for you to get your mind ready.
Topic, right? Okay.
So in this particular case, usually that happens.
Yeah, who's Dan Le Batard?
I was just about to say, that's why I was laughing, because I was about to ask you, do you know who Dan Le Batard is? And I'm sure you don't.
I mean, he sounds like a football player.
He's not a football player. He's
Basketball player?
No, he's a sports commentator. Well, it was on ESPN for a long, long time. That's, I think, what a lot of people know him from.
Okay.
The Dan Le Batard show. And now he's on what? He got a
got his own
podcast. But he got,
yep.
you guys on podcast, and so
So you know Stephen A. though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, Stephen A. got his own podcast too, which I want to get into that too. Like why these guys who came through ESPN and still connect to these big networks, why do they need podcasts? But like we gonna get into that. And so like Dan Le Batard said that he insinuated that Stephen A. Smith is the reason for this boom and this popularity of he kind of mentioned like YouTube creators being able to have sports talk shows and sports debate shows. And he was saying that Stephen A. Smith is the reason for sports journalism changing from quote unquote true journalism to like opinionated journalism and like debate shows and like takes and stuff like that, to where people can be a part of like this profession, like or this field, and profit off of it without going through the traditional journalism path that those two went to. You know what I'm saying? So like, kind of like us, I ain't take no journalism. You know what I'm saying? None of us took journalism, but we on
I
these
took a little
mics.
journalism.
So we on these mics. we on these mics. You know what I'm saying? We got cameras.
Who you took journalism at, bro? Where you took journalism? Where?
Yeah, man, I can't.
Oh, you got street journalism. Okay.
I just can't.
That boy got hood journalism.
Man, reporting live now.
Reporting
from the
live.
corner.
You know what I'm saying? But we have the potential to like profit off of our opinions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Dan Lebatard, he was kind of like insinuating that Stephen A. Smith was like the head,
The catalyst for that.
the catalyst for the change. And Stephen A. Smith was like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not by myself. You right, but I'm not by myself. And then two, he was like, yeah, I ain't start this. You know what I'm saying? Look at First Take with Skip Bayless. And at first it was Woody Page.
Yep.
Right.
He came on 4 years later, but when he came on, it boomed.
Right.
And so he like, look, man, like you ain't gotta blame it on nothing. And we ain't gotta be mad about like how it's changing.
Right.
Because we all profiting off of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was just like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm all about true journalism too, but man, like this opinionated journalism, like this new way of doing it brings the most profit.
So I got a question for you, and I'll ask you, Will, because I know you've been, I was coming there because you've been more in the journalistic realm than we have. You know what I'm saying? To actually do it, in your opinion, if you had to define it, what is true journalism, or is that bull?
True journalism in sports is few and far between. I'm gonna say probably for every 100 so-called journalists or analysts, it's really probably about 2 or 3 who
Right.
really do their job.
Right. Right.
If we watching, I know we talking about this, the women's Final Four and the men's Final Four, the lady Holly Rowe.
Okay.
She's always a sideline reporter. She does a tremendous job. She always gets insight. She really does real reporting. To me, if I want to watch real reporting, I watch 60 Minutes. That would be the truest thing to real journalism to me.
Define it.
They do some sports on there.
Well, real reporting would consist of what?
It would actually be insightful on doing research. Not only doing research, getting sources, being able to name those sources and not say those just sources. Being able to name who's actually doing it, and then putting together a story.
Right.
Not getting ChatGPT or whatever it is to actually do your report for you. You actually writing.
Or be throwing out random takes and trying to see if they're gonna stick.
That's analysm.
Or clickbait, right?
So you
right.
just being that's they ain't journalism.
So it's not journalism. It's analyst. That's analyst. Okay.
That's analyst. That's what confused me about the Lebatard thing, because Lebatard actually did that also.
Exactly.
So to say that he was on there with Bomani Jones and he even had his dad on the show for a while.
Never watched it.
He had. You didn't miss anything.
I know because when I did, I tried to watch it.
It was boring.
Yeah, I was over with.
They falling asleep. They clowning around. They talking about Miami stuff like.
And like Stephen A.
I
Smith,
don't
like
wanna
he
hear that.
mentioned that. You know what I'm saying? Like Stephen A. Smith, like had an episode where he went more in depth about like the whole situation, like on his podcast. He was like, "Look, man, you had PTI. You know what I'm saying? They was doing takes. They weren't arguing, but they was giving their opinions and everything.
Right.
And so he was just like, you know, it's just the progression, like of the profession. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like as a network, as a channel, like you look at people are like watching more and gravitating more, and they're gravitating more to guys with personalities and opinions.
So even with Skip them wasn't the first person to actually do it.
Right.
Go back and watch Google him, Jim Rome.
Yeah, Jim Rome. Oh yeah,
The Rome show.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
he mentioned him too. Like he
was
mentioned
the
him too.
one that actually started doing takes.
He did.
Like, and he was
He did.
going off on.
Yeah, he mentioned
on
Jim
stuff.
Rome.
Like
He
so,
did.
so
and
Jim,
it worked.
and it worked
It blew up for him.
because Jim Rome was like he had his TV show and he was syndicated on the radio at the same time.
100%.
So every day the Jim Rome show would come on the radio, like all across the country.
And Jim Rome was like on HBO too.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like then he wasn't on HBO thing. Or one of those on HBO. So you got a
It was
sports
HBO or
show.
Cinemax, one of them.
One or two, but you got a sports show on one of those channels. You're the only one, of course, on those channels. So you monopolizing that place.
Right.
And your takes, and then if he on one of them channels, you could kind of say what you want, how you want, whatever words you want, and the shock value of it wins.
Right.
But this is, I think you said how did you say? You said not the civilians,
Casuals.
the
Yeah, the
casuals.
casuals. Yeah, the casuals.
The casuals.
Yeah, the casuals, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I thought about this like when it came to basketball for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times we'd be like, oh, like we want more parity in the league. Like we tired of super teams. We tired of this. But as soon as we had that, we got Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns in the finals a couple years ago.
And nobody's watching.
And everybody still complained.
Everybody complain.
You got parity. You got You saying like low market teams.
Right.
You got
competition.
You got new guys in the finals.
Right.
And nobody was really watching it.
Nobody
You know what I'm
cared.
saying?
Nobody cared.
But when you got the Golden State and like the Cavs, like in their prime, LeBron, Steph, KD, Clay, Draymond, Kyrie,
highest rate never.
like the two super teams, highest rate never because you had more casual fans interested,
Right.
Because they had the stars, they had the drama,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had the comeback. They had
The best way I can say casual
You know what I'm
fans
saying?
would be a lot of the women that we know. They was watching the game, ain't watched the lick of the season.
Right.
Don't know who it is. Probably couldn't name 10 people on the court, but because they knew Steph, because of Aisha, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Because
she was popping and she had her own TV shows.
yeah, you
and
see what I'm
stuff
saying?
then.
Right,
Yeah. And then
right.
so now you know Steph, you know LeBron just because LeBron is NBA, Mr. NBA at the time, right? So you know that. So now you're watching everybody watching the finals now.
Right.
So now whereas you would have, you know, when the Suns and Milwaukee was playing, you know, in this room right here, probably 2.5 of us, because you probably didn't watch it. You watched
much of it.
No, you
Not
watched
too
much of it, Swag?
I knew it.
So you watched some of it?
I knew it.
Milwaukee and Phoenix.
I ain't
Like, I
watched-
watched like three
I ain't
games. I
watched-
watched
yeah, I
like
ain't
three
watched the
games.
whole thing.
Yeah, I watched like
I
three
ain't
games.
watched
So I watched pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
So out of 5 people in this room, I'm the only one that watched it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's just, and they even watched some of it, but it's not interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not interesting to see because nobody cared about any of them playing.
Right.
That,
You know
that
what I'm saying?
goes-
And Giannis played an amazing series. The whole playoffs was amazing for him, but nobody cared.
Nobody cared. And that goes to what Swag was just asking about. That's why Stephen A's on Stu Gott's podcast.
Right.
Right.
100%.
Because it's still super
Yeah,
teaming.
yeah.
They still super teaming.
It's still super teaming. Yeah.
They still drawing out the controversy. So they still doing some stuff that they work together for so long.
Right.
All of this stuff is not organic.
Right.
As the casuals think.
Yeah. 100%.
Some of this stuff is made to be for TV.
Right.
Or the internet.
Entertainment.
Not yet entertainment now.
Yeah,
So that they still doing super teams, man. And I don't see nothing wrong with the question that he asked. I don't see nothing wrong with Stephen A. the way he answered it.
Right.
Like
I think we got a conversation. I watched The Shop recently, and Rich Paul was on. You know, Mav be on the America. Rich Paul Garcia was on there, so I'm gonna watch that Tank Garcia fight. I don't know when that is. I can't wait to see.
His
it.
real name Rich Paul.
His name Rich Paul. Yeah, Rich Paul. He's LeBron agent and LeBron homeboy in his main team. But Rich Paul, Drewski was on there.
Shout out
and
Drewski, man.
Drewski was on there, and Steve Stout.
okay.
Right, with Steve Stout, and I'm not going to pivot to another genre of life, but Steve Stout was kind of doing a different thing. We're United Masters of making making that as opposed to doing a regular label thing. But when I hear them have conversations sometimes, I think what we're dealing with is a situation where you kind of have to, it's almost like when cars came around, you had to stop riding horses.
Yeah.
Like you just had to, or you wasn't gonna be able to make it on the freeway. And I know it didn't happen that fast, but I'm just saying, you had to, and I guess if you want to call it evolve or pivot, you had to pivot because everything else was pivoting.
Right.
We've seen it in the music industry. We're seeing it now in the movie industry.
Yep.
Because now people dropping their movies on Amazon.
Yeah.
People dropping their movies on YouTube if somebody give them a deal. You know what I'm saying? So we see it pivoting a lot. And I think what we're dealing with, so back to what they were saying on there, they would have this talk about agents and what it's like and who don't respect who and what it was like to be in those rooms and hustle and do the thing like that. And it's just the world is a whole lot smaller and businesses and money and advertisers are looking for different things.
Right. That is true.
This is why you can have little kids on YouTube making millions and millions of dollars
Killing.
off of whatever.
Killing.
You see what I'm saying? This is Soulja Boy. When Soulja Boy first started, this was the beginning of this
Right.
for the type of music thing.
Yep.
First rapper to do everything.
You see what I'm saying? and now and he messed them up. He messed them up because not only did he mess them up, but he messed up a genre of people that was coming, and they knew if we let him win, I think there's a little bit about the Lamar thing too. I think because they can't let Lamar win without an agent.
Yep.
Because if I let him win without an agent, it's going to give this courage to others to do it without an agent, which is attacking another market.
Right.
That's-
And Bobby Wagner did it. he got a great deal when he left Seattle,
Right.
and he went to the Rams, and then
Right.
now he went back to Seattle too.
Right.
So
Right.
so they got a couple dudes that's doing it in
Right.
the NFL,
Right.
but it's not like it should be.
It's not like it should be, and Lamar doing it would be through the roof. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's a quarterback, and
A top quarterback.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You this your top quarterback saying, "Nah, I'm gonna do it myself." Well, this is so all these young boys that's coming in,
Right.
they got game. I mean, you giving them courage to be able to do something like that.
Right,
So
right,
I'm not gonna put, but I think that sometimes the older ways of doing things begin to change. The market is wider. Why? Because everybody's a broadcaster.
Yeah.
If you can get Wi-Fi internet, you can broadcast.
Yep.
If you can get a microphone with some headphones, you can broadcast. And I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the microphone that's hooked to your headphones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
AirPods.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you can broadcast because all you gotta do is click that little button that say go live. I went live today on Tidal. Tidal the music streaming. They got a new feature now where whatever music you playing, you can go live. And whatever you listen to right now, it'll be live, and somebody could jump on and jump in your page and listen live.
Oh, come on.
Like these things, it don't cost nothing but $40 to distribute an album to every DSP.
Right.
Every streaming thing. We've been doing this for, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So YouTube, you get on YouTube for free. You get on Instagram for free. You get on Twitter for free. You get on TikTok for free. You see what I'm saying? So it is shifted so much that as real as true journalism is, I don't know if there's enough time for it.
Nah, yeah.
You
that's
get what
true.
I'm saying? I'm saying like if I stuck to it and did true journalism, which I would be the type of person to do that, but by the time I've done it, they've moved on to something else.
The story got to be
right.
so massive.
The story got to be so massive, right?
Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna be behind in time?
And it's got to be
And
exclusive.
nobody-
It got to be exclusive. Yeah.
So we was talking about this before the show. In New Orleans, we used to have the Times-Picayune used to be the newspaper.
100%.
Out here, it used to be the Advocate, right?
100%.
Yep.
Now it's one thing. It's all the Advocate.
Yep.
It ain't no Times-Picayune
Yep.
no more.
True.
They're one company because so many papers has lost money
Yep.
to where they have to go
Had to
digital.
consolidate, yep.
And then when they go digital, they make sales. So then when you go on the social media, you see all of these news companies actually putting out headlines too. So they doing the same shock value that we doing, that
Yep.
other people doing on their podcast. They
Right.
got to do the same. They competing with us.
Right.
We not competing with them
Right.
because we could go live like you said anytime. They can't do that.
Right.
So that's the biggest difference, man.
Another thing about true
Yeah,
journalism.
Twitter. Well, like Twitter, like it's faster than the newspaper.
100%. 100%.
All newspapers have a Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like all newspapers have a Twitter account. They have to.
Because they have to. I think true journalism as well is, I would hear you talk, Will, sometimes, and I still want to do some of this too, to get the press passes. The stuff you tell us to sign up for, because I'm big on that music. I sign up for the ASCAP and the Song Trust, because these are things that people don't know. They just want to put music on. They don't understand
right.
how to
PROs
collect, and the PROs, right?
Yep.
But to get the press pass, to get certified for certain things,
Certified.
and to go certain places. So now, here's another aspect on true journalism. In that particular case, because you were certified to go and I'm not, then you would have access to certain conversations that I wouldn't have. Now I'm about to go to the big guys, right? Like Stephen A's, the whatever. Well, you work for ESPN, Stephen A. So you can pretty much get into any door at any time,
right.
and you're actually calling people. You know, Adam Schefter, y'all calling these guys. Y'all have numbers that I could never get my hands on. So in that case, I think that the opinion overrides the true journalism just because of access.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't call. We see it now. Our podcast is dope.
Yep.
Evergreen is dope.
Yep.
But at the moment, I can't call Shaq.
Right.
I'm actually can call him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right,
I can't call whoever else because I don't know them. I got people I could call.
Right.
We've gotten people on the pod. Y'all go back and check some of them other pods, right? But it's like for the current popularity of what's popping in sports right now, our access is somewhat limited.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? To what would be called true journalism.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so now we have to kind of figure out, and some of the things that we say are not just opinions. You know what I'm saying? You could because a lot of stuff you can find too. And also now we in the age of the internet.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Well, I could look at Lamar Jackson's contract right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it still exists. Like, it still exists. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, even sometimes when you see them guys, like, on those shows, like, they refer to or like they researcher, like you just said, like you still got guys.
Shout out to Dante.
Like on the background, like they research. You're saying they research for Skip, they research for Stephen A.
Every day.
You know, it's like Stephen A. Like Stephen A. Like his specialty, or like more of his insiders are in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But we seen him slip up recently when he thought Eddie Robinson Jr. was
Eddie Robinson,
like the other Eddie Robinson's son. Was like, nah, but
and they got off on that boy too.
But that might have been on his researcher. It's on him too, but
It was on his researcher, and the reason they need researchers is because they still can't be out here just saying randomatic stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need a fact checker.
Need a fact checker,
You
right?
need a fact checker, man. But what you were saying is a great point because we can all get the press passes, right? We can go to the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah.
We could be sitting in the press room with Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
Stephen A. Smith and Adam get a text from Adam Schefter. They gonna leave the room.
Yep.
And go into the owner suite.
Right, we can't.
We ain't going in there.
We ain't going in there,
Right.
Unless we got the. See, it all goes full circle with the agent thing. Unless you got the pull and the ability to walk into those rooms, it won't matter sometimes. You see what I'm saying? So now we're left to the casuals, which in every business that we see, it is usually the casuals. Every big business that makes an astronomical amount of money is usually based on casuals.
Yeah.
Amazon is based on casuals. So they make it easy for the casual.
Yeah.
The price in a certain break, and you can just buy the click press the click now, and you it didn't put your card in and everything.
Already.
But it's the casuals, and they're casually. I'm a casual in a lot of situations. Instagram makes me a casual because I be on there buying all kind of stuff, bro.
As we pop it up,
man, I bought a doggone snow windshield cover, and I'm in Louisiana. You know I ain't gonna never need that thing, but the ad was so dope that they made a casual out of me. I got me. I clicked it. Pop, pop, pop. The thing came in the mail. I don't know where that thing is right now. You know what I'm saying? But most companies make it out the casuals.
Right.
Which tells me another thing. They go. We kind of talked about it. They go to the opinion base. Stephen A. say, well, we're profiting off of it. Now Stephen A. talks differently on his podcast than he does.
Yep. On TV.
Yeah, he do.
On ESPN. All of them do.
What do you be saying?
It is more of a me and you go to church on Sunday and we talk and have a conversation on stage. Let's say we had a sit down conversation on stage.
Right.
Let's say the podcast was on stage on church on Sunday.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot different talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? First of all, we probably wouldn't be talking about sports. We'd be talking about the Bible or something like that, right?
Right.
So it'll be different.
It'll still be evergreen.
And then even now,
a little more acting involved, really.
Okay. Yeah, a whole lot more poise, more posture.
Yep.
Even right now on this with the cameras on, the lights on, lights go off. Y'all know we're gonna shoot the
right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just the way life goes. So from him being on ESPN, suit, tie, doing it big. When he get on the podcast, I don't know. Does he do video?
Yeah.
On the video, he might be a little bit more dressed down.
He be having his hoodie on.
Yep.
Have a hoodie on, and he's talking like, man, listen, boop, 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 like he talking to the homeboys.
Yep.
Right? But you can't do that for big network.
Yeah, right.
You're saying you got to be buttoned up for them boys at a big network. You see what I'm saying? And so he's somewhat forced to push towards the opinionated media versus true journalism.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they're trying to get the casuals.
Right.
And they getting the casuals to cross over to their radio shows and their podcasts. So then now the casuals starting to see a different side of them.
Right.
That they only knew him on TV being this person, then you realize that's not who he really is.
Right.
So then now you looking at him on TV every day just to see what craziness he gonna say, and then he gonna come back and contradict himself later on in the day and give you his real
That's
opinion.
funny.
Like
But we got the
They
I
got
got
the
the
content.
eyes, so
They
I
got
got
the
the
content.
ratings. I got the eyes, I got the content, I got the ratings, and that's all that Disney. I'm saying Disney because this was on ESPN. That's all they want.
Right.
When they get that's for them. I don't really care what y'all talking about on TV. That's what they say. I don't. We got to abide by certain rules, but I don't care what y'all get to watch. Get people to look at y'all. We just need the viewership up so we can get these advertisement dollars.
Right.
So a lot of times everything isn't what it seems to be. You get what I'm saying? You see him on TV with a certain tie on, and it's not that it's faking or whatever. You got to play the role. You go swimming, you put on swimming trunks. You know what I'm saying? You go to church, you might put on a tie. You know what I'm saying? You gonna play ball, you put on some shorts. It's just you got to play the game the way you play it.
Yeah.
But everything is not. And I'm about to segue to something because they were talking about somebody trying to make a sale of a team today.
Well, no, hold on. How I gonna say like thinking about like saying about playing a role. You know what I'm saying? Like this is why, and I think these two guys. Like I'm just gonna say these two guys because they talk about it more. I think these two guys understand like the ecosystem they in. Absolutely. And the system they in. But sometimes like the way they complain or like say certain things is like they think that what we call the media is like ruining their experience of them being a basketball player. Yep. Saying KD and Kyrie Irving sometimes they talk about like y'all causing drama and stuff like that, but like they not realizing that, you know what I'm saying, like it all works together. You know what I'm saying? These take shows, man, bro, like ever since LeBron James and ever since these GOAT debates and everything, it just like it turned the whole basketball ecosystem to a whole nother level because it brought so much attention. It brought the casuals in to the whole game. Yep. And so, you know what I'm saying, that's why LeBron, like no team can really pay him what he worth. Nope. You know what I'm saying, the league can't pay him what he worth because he getting everybody paid.
Right. Everybody. Look, you know they talk about LeBron in the all
like
season.
Just off
when
the attention.
There's nothing else to talk about. They talk about LeBron.
You know what I'm saying? Like people know KD. Yep. Because KD beat LeBron in the finals.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why they know you.
Yep.
Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like people know Steph because Steph beat LeBron in the finals.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole thing, like that's why it's called media. Media because it's the medium between the fans, the casuals, to bringing attention to you.
Right.
You know, as the product. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they don't like that word, but it's like, hey, like this is the system.
You're a product.
That's what they're gonna be remembered for beating LeBron.
No, not Steph.
Not Steph.
No.
Steph's going to be at one time, but he's not going to be remembered for that. Steph's going to be remembered for being the best shooter of all time.
All time.
And he's probably top 5 all time right now, just because he won a ring after with the team he did. You know, for me it wasn't. He top 10, but now because of that, he's got to be. You see what I'm saying? But like,
he need to be top 1, man.
Next week. That's next week, man. We'll give a top 10 list next week, man.
Yeah, next week we get top 10. But I think too, knowing how to play, knowing that it's a game. Number one. Now I'm not talking about basketball. I'm talking about financial. Yep. It's a financial game.
Yep.
Right.
Everything is not. Sometimes we can get caught up, and even we do it and we talk. And I enjoy talking sports. Sports is a real thing.
Yes.
The analytics of it. The engineering of sports, the actual athletes, the fits of schemes, and no matter what sport it is, it's a real thing. It's real principle based. It's actual factual, right? But it is connected to a system that really don't care about it. It is brought it in. If it was not making money, there would be no NBA.
Yeah.
And one of the things you've never seen, none of us ever seen it. We said you've never seen. You've seen companies go bankrupt. Oh. You've never seen an NBA team go bankrupt.
I thought you were about to say we ain't never seen a WNBA. Because I ain't never...
That's another conversation, EJ. We ain't never...
Well, shout outs to them, man.
Shout out to them.
They doing their thing.
We've never... My mother asked me the other day, we was watching that baseball, and it was like, somebody said, why don't they have a professional women's softball league?
I asked that before.
The answer is because it can't make money. Not the money that it's making now. Like the level of money that they're making now in college and doing those things, it wouldn't be beneficial to try to do a whole nother league to do that unless somebody decide to do it. And there's a market for baseball. Badly got a market right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they ain't really got nothing for like softball players after.
I mean, they got like the Olympics, like the national team or whatever, but that's about it.
Olympic softball.
Oh my God! Hey, so
see, you brought it up,
but everything ain't everything, and I'm gonna jump to this is how everything ain't everything. There's a team,
yes,
okay, that has been owned by a particular individual for 24 years now.
24 years.
24 years, since 1999.
99.
They've gone to the playoffs. They've won 2 playoff games.
They've won 2 playoff games in the 24 years.
In 24 years, they won 2 playoff games.
He bought the team.
That's worse than Dallas Cowboys. Okay, go ahead.
He bought the team for $800,000.
About what?
$800 million. He bought the team for
$800
$800 million
in 1999.
in 99.
In 2023, what are they about to do, Will?
He's about to sell the team for $6 billion.
Which is a record for a team.
was for a record.
Which is a record.
And they don't want him in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, they're trying to get him out.
They're trying to get him out. So his pardon to go on is about $5 million and something. $5 billion and something.
So that's for the team.
That's for the team.
We're talking about the guy named Dan Snyder.
Dan Snyder. Washington Commanders is the team.
I remember when Dan Snyder bought the Washington Redskins because that was the year he brought Dion in.
Yep.
He had Dion on it. Boy, they had a squad. Boy,
Yeah.
Bruce Smith had Champ Bailey on the end. They had Bruce Smith was still there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was it Bruce Smith? Yeah, I think it was
They
Bruce
had
Smith.
Andre Carter there.
Man, they had a squad, but he was trying to buy a team at the time. He came in big money grip, try to pay everybody.
Snyder's a TV dude, right?
No, you talking about you talking about somebody. What is Snyder he talking about?
This is hilarious, bro.
I don't know who he talking about.
There's another Snyder. I know what you're talking about, but that ain't him. Dan Snyder.
So this is a random Dan Snyder.
I mean, he's just being out. He do something. You got to be enough for something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He sound like the TV dude.
But catch this. He bought the team for $800 million.
$800 million.
He's about to sell it for $6 billion.
$6 billion.
Okay.
Now, hold on. It is.
Whatever somebody pay you is what it's worth.
Oh, okay.
It is. Now listen. Once again, have you ever heard of a Swag, Will, EJ? Have you ever heard of an NFL team filing for bankruptcy?
No.
Have you ever heard of an NBA team filing for bankruptcy?
I've heard of a owner
Filing for bankruptcy
from his other businesses. It was the Swiss company. They used to own the Hornets, and they moved them to New Orleans, and they were the Pelicans.
I remember that.
That's how they got out of owning the team.
Right.
But the team was straight.
The team was straight.
The team is still going.
So we never seen a team in the red.
Never seen a team. Only an owner.
We never heard the NBA complain about less money or the NFL.
Never.
Everything ain't what it seems. So we can get on here and talk about what team failing, what team ain't doing good. This team, man, they got bad coaching. They got a bad front office. The Ravens, they got bad. It don't matter.
Don't matter.
Because these boys in 24 years have won 2 playoff games. And they're about to sell it for a record high $6 billion.
Billion. And he came out and said, I'm taking no less than $5 billion before I even put the team up. No team had sold for that much before.
He said $5 billion. And look, this is what happened, EJ. Look, this hold on, EJ. They don't have a starting quarterback right now.
None. They can go and get Lamar Jackson.
They
Why
don't
he gonna get on the phone with them?
Hold on. But
he don't care.
But he don't care, and it's too shaky right now because this man said, I ain't gonna list $5 billion. Now the
money confidence.
The money confidence.
There it is.
The gonads.
That's crazy.
For you to have a team that is not a winning team. You have no superstar quarterback right now, no superstar players at all on your team. Are you understanding me? You just got a new offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. And you stand up, and they're forcing you out because you got some off-the-field conduct issues. On the field, off the field, in the field, all that, right?
Oh, so they making him give up the team.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So he's selling it, and he said $5 billion. That's a record already. And owners, people, suitors started coming all over the place, and they ran it up to 6.
So they got people really want to buy this team.
Magic Johnson.
They just hold on, listen.
He won't buy the team.
Magic Johnson.
That's the offer I'm talking about. $6 billion.
Magic Johnson is a part of a group that put money together to buy the team.
$6 billion.
That's crazy to me.
Listen.
Boy, you play basketball.
Listen.
That money loan. That basketball money loan. That's guaranteed contract. That's what Lamar want.
Well, he needs to get in contract with Magic Johnson.
Listen, bro.
Lamar, please get in contact with Magic Johnson.
I won't lie. If they got the team real quick, I think they make a move. Mm-hmm. But it's the fact of getting that process done. That $6 billion.
That's gonna take at least a year.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the process of getting it done. But it just makes me understand.
And so is it fair to say that, like in the NFL, you can be running a good NFL business without being in the business of winning?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Well,
correct.
the Saints did it for years.
You ain't got to win.
They still doing it.
The Saints did it and are doing it for years.
Yeah, they still
You
doing
ain't got to
it.
win.
You ain't gotta win.
The Saints player. Listen what the Saints
All
players
you
do.
doing is selling hope, man.
The
If you can
Saints-
sell hope, you see it. That's it.
EJ, the
funny.
Saints players.
That's what Jerry Jones is great at, bro.
Yes.
The Saints
God.
players were buying season tickets to come to the game and put paper bags over their head to say that the team was trash.
Yeah.
You paid
Yeah.
to come in the door
Cover you.
Boy, I don't care what you said about my team, boy. Boy, I just got you.
I remember though. I remember that though.
Yeah. But they paid to get in there.
That's wild.
And now
a
they got
different game.
now they got 40,000 on the season ticket waiting list.
Come on.
So they got 40,000 people waiting to buy a ticket.
Don't get me started.
At least they got that Super Bowl. I mean, you know, they got one.
They got one. I ain't bagging on them.
Yeah.
I ain't. How much would they sell for?
They got if they set if Washington set up for 6.
With no controversies.
If Washington set up for 6, they got to be up there. They got to be 6 or 7.
Boy, Jared Jones might sell now.
He not.
Jared Jones might sell.
He got too much ego. And Jared Jones will be the one that if he do sell, he gonna say 10.
He gonna say 10 and he gonna get 11.
He gonna get 11.
He gonna get 11.
That's the Cowboys, right?
Yeah,
But
that's the Cowboys.
Cowboy fans all over the world right now are wishing that would happen.
Why?
Because they want Jerry to sell.
I ain't got time.
They want Jerry to sell.
Because
Jerry is the
owner.
Oh, the fans
GM.
want him to sell now.
the GM.
Well, they've always wanted to.
Yeah.
Every
coach.
Okay, I didn't know that.
we gonna go to the office tomorrow, and I'm gonna talk to 3 of them. Every Cowboys fan that I know,
Hey, they be repping too well.
if somebody said that Jerry Jones was about to sell a team, they would start praying. They would start praying that it happened. They'll send in some money.
Funny.
To say put in on it. Get him out of here. Because he's the owner and the GM, which is the one that makes the calls for signing the people, whatever. And he be putting his hand on the coach's shoulder.
Yep.
So he don't want to let it go. The time he did let it go, he won Super Bowls.
And he want to be the media too. You know, he got his own podcast and stuff and his radio show and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
so-
He do his own interviews.
That man
Yeah,
said he a real businessman.
He is, and all of that could work. But in order to win, but once again, do you have to win? Are you losing if everybody gets paid?
Man, Jerry Jones make millions of dollars every year for high school football
Why?
because he has so many facilities in the Dallas Arlington area where high schools actually pay. The state pays the high schools to play in the domes. Like, you know, he got mini domes.
Oh, word?
Yeah, that they
Not
practice
just
in.
the big one, yeah.
Not just the big one. And
I didn't even know that.
And they play high school football in there.
All right, man.
then they
play college games.
They play
in there?
college games. Yeah.
They do the big concerts. If you ever see the big country concerts or
Yeah.
whatever, they do all that in there.
Okay, I like this man.
So he ain't got to win.
I like him.
Because he
man.
winning. He winning every day.
Dallas Cowboys ain't got to win because they win. So let's keep it a buck. I like talking basketball, football, sports, athletic, and the competition. But at the end of the day, they all winning.
They all winning.
Yeah.
Everybody's a winner.
Except for Lamar Jackson.
Hey man,
he ain't winning right now.
man, hey, this is the Evergreen Pod.
Hey, go to the Patriots, man. Go to the Patriots or go get up with Magic Johnson. Them, they'll get you right, man.
32 bill, man. Take the 32 bill.
Hey, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. Follow us on all the Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff.
Run it up.
Run it up. Tell somebody about it. And this is the Evergreen Pod. Will we had a good time?
Hey, man, a great time, man. Hey, hit them comments, man. I'm looking for them comments all week, man. Shout out to our whole team, man. Everybody who be doing everything for us, man.
Yep.
We here at Evergreen. Like we always say, y'all ain't seen EJ before. It ain't just us in this room,
If
man.
somebody got Lamar Jackson number,
Hey, shout out to Doug and Dante, man.
Yeah, man. Let's
text
go,
him
man.
and tell him get with Magic Johnson or go to the Patriots
This is the Evergreen Pod, y'all.
or call New Orleans.